Hi, I'm Noah Cooper, OSC 2025, and welcome to another episode of Tartan Ties, our alumni podcast series. Today, we welcome back former school captain and professional actor Harry Gilchrist. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, Harry, back to Scotch. It's good to have you on the podcast.
Thanks, mate.
So we'll start with my icebreaker questions. So first, when did you join Scotch, and were you a boarder, day boy? What was your journey at Scotch?
I first joined in 2013, Year 6M, with Miss Mullen at the time, Deborah Mullen. And I graduated in 2019 in Keys House. And I was a day boy, but I was the first round of day boys that were included into Keys House when they sort of changed up that dynamic.
So you were school captain in 2019 alongside Benji Steinberg.
Yeah.
Was that something you actively went for, start of year 11 when you start thinking about it? Was that something you were like, I really want school captain? Or was it sort of just, I'll put my name forward and then see what happens?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blend of both, to be honest. I've always sort of was attracted to leadership and what lies in that, and yeah, it was also just thought I'd chuck my name forward and see what happened, and if it went my way, great, and if it didn't, then still, try and help out where I could. So yeah, I definitely didn't, have all eyes set on that. Yeah.
Did you go for any other positions, or were you all set on, I'll just put my name down for school captain, or were you put it down for, did you have all four positions?
Yeah, we had ops, service and student council, and then boarding as well. No, I went for all of them except for boarding. Tried, but they were like, no, buddy.
Yeah. It is pretty hard as a day boy to beat the boarders out of that one.
Yeah. Denzel was certainly making sure of that. But no, I went for all of them, yeah. Yeah.
And what was that role like day to day? Because obviously, all the boys, if any of the boys watching, they'll know, you see the school captain walking around day to day, they say hello, you've got the speeches, speak at Aths, cross country. Is there anything day to day that we don't see that's really important to the role? Well, that you can remember.
Yeah. No, well, it's crazy. It was 7 years ago now, which is wild to think about. But yeah, the meetings that you have with the house captains, there's a lot of sort of interesting discussions that go on there, and sometimes you have really productive meetings where everyone's bringing in information and you're trying to churn it out as student leaders, which is a really sort of beneficial process. But then there's also times when you call a meeting and everyone rolls in at lunch and everyone's just twiddling their thumbs, looking at each other, and you're like, right, chaps, what do we got? And then it's just crickets, and you have to sort of nod to Mark Gale and be like, it's all good. Yeah, we got with your school's running swimmingly. And yeah, but it's those sort of small little jobs and little delegations of roles that you don't maybe see necessarily, which it does fall a lot onto the sort of core leadership group, but it is quite a much larger effort from those involved.
Do you remember the other boys that were on that, I don't want to say top four, but the other four main positions? Do you remember the boys?
Yeah. Alex, Denzel, Benji, Blake, and myself.
Yeah, nice.
Alex, Denzel, Blake, myself. Yeah, 5.
Yeah. So, in regards to school captain, is there anything you wish you'd done differently in the role, or is there something you wish you could have said to the next captain maybe that wasn't said? Very fine line, but...
I don't think there was anything that I would have done differently, but maybe things that I would have done more of. And I felt like I hit my straps sort of towards the second half of the year in terms of delegating jobs and roles, and finding that it worked far more efficiently and on a broader scale, that the school would run better if it was lots of different house captains. The vices in the houses and getting everyone involved, which I think is the strength in leadership in numbers. So yeah, I definitely think I found my rhythm towards the end of of my career. But yeah, I think I would pass that on, just to say you don't have to shoulder it all yourself. Like, there are other great people around you to support you. So.
And you mentioned Scotch's drama program.
Yeah.
Just quickly, did you do ATAR drama?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you did ATAR drama. What was the big thing that drew you to drama? Because obviously everyone's got a little thing that pushes them towards something like that. What was your big, I really want to do drama moment?
Well, I sort of did it all throughout year 7, 8, 9, 10. I think because we had to. I don't think it was an elective at that point, but I always got a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I didn't really take it seriously until year 10, where was it year 10? Yeah, year 10, and I was taken out of all sport because of a injury in my back, and I had a year off, playing sport, and I was sort of just watching and supporting, and it was actually two of my best mates, Oscar Grant and Lincoln Allen, and they one day came up to me at lunchtime and were like, "Mate, just letting you know you've got an audition after school." And I was like, "Sure, yeah, all right, mate, yeah." And they go, "No, you're auditioning for The Prince and the Pauper." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And I was a bit of a people pleaser at school. I probably still am. And I said, okay, I better go to this. I don't want to let down, Sarah Coombs, the drama teacher at the time, and I got to respect them and go to this audition. So I rolled in. Little did I know that Lincoln and Oscar had signed themselves up as well, which is hilarious because they were not drama sort of enthusiasts as I was. But they went and auditioned as well and did that whole thing. And next thing you know, we're all in the play together. And from then I did the play and really, really enjoyed it, and sort of went into year 11 and 12 thinking, geez, why not?
What did they end up signing you up to audition for? Was it a main role, so they get you out the front, or?
Yeah, well, everyone sort of auditioned for The Prince and the Pauper. I got The Prince, which was funny.
So it backfired on them a little bit.
It backfired on them a little bit. Mum was having a good chuckle at that when I came home and let her know that I was like, "Oh, I'm in the school play. What are you playing? The Prince." Yeah. But Oscar and Lincoln got one of the greatest written characters, these two characters, in, I think, theatrical history. The Spanish ambassador and the French ambassador. And I think Lincoln was Peasant 3 as well. So he really showed his acting chops there. And
did they make them speak Spanish and French?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, their accents were, perfect. And I think Oscar, had a great little moustache at that age as well. So he could rock it well.
So that obviously wasn't your only play. You were part of The Wedding Singer as well in year 12, I think that was.
Yep.
So what was that experience?
Wedding Singer was year 11. Yeah.
Apologies. So year 11. What was that experience like? Obviously, I'm guessing you signed yourself up for an audition this time.
Yes. Yeah, very much so.
So you've obviously gone through the process. And what was that like this time? Was it very different to year 10 or sort of all the same?
Yeah, I think it was just different in the sense that it was singing and dancing, which I'd never done before, and haven't done a lot since, to be honest. But I just had a bit more confidence. The script was hilarious. I mean, the Wedding Singer movie itself is brilliant, and I was just it was probably the first time that I read a character in it and was like, oh, I really want to play that guy. In that sort of strange new foreign space where you're like, oh, whoa, what are these characters? What do they do? How do they talk? How do they interact? That sounded a bit actory nuffy just then. But so there was the fiance who was a sort of Wall Street stockbroker guy and had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, nice. And then, So at that same time, well, it might not have been at the same time, but you also ended up playing First 18 footy.
Yes, yeah.
And I believe you captained.
No,
No, you didn't captain?
Nowhere near it. No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, mate.
I've been thrown something there.
No, that's okay. That's
So you
okay.
played First
I'd like
18.
to think I could have captained, but I think you need to get like more than sort of 4 or 5 disposals a game to be able to captain a First 18.
You never know. But yeah, so you played First 18 footy at the same time. You're
Yeah.
doing your drama. What was the balance like trying to play a very high level of footy
Yeah.
and then do your drama as well?
Oh, it was tough. It was tough, yeah, because the coaching staff are so good at Scotch, and they expect a really high level of sort of, you know, commitment and skill and training output and input. So yeah, there was a lot of expectation there, but they were also super accommodating with, you know, allowing me to miss trainings to go to a rehearsal or go to a meeting, whether it was to do with school duties and whatnot. So yeah, it was, and Mark Gale, because he was in around the footy scene as well, he was super supportive of just making sure it all was held above board and was supported. So yeah.
So was that a Steve Malaxos? Was he the
Yeah.
head coach then?
Yeah, we were the team before he had his generational run of
So you
successful
weren't
teams.
So you weren't an
no,
Alco team.
No, we were just the guinea pig.
Oh,
Yeah,
See,
which
you-
you know needs to happen.
see, you sound like the team I was in.
Yeah?
Because last year we were middle of the table,
Yeah.
and then Steve comes out this year and they're undefeated so far.
Yeah,
So I know how you feel.
there you go. Yeah, did Steve coach last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's been coaching since you were here.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now we were his first year. His were we? No. Yeah, we were. Anyway.
So you were the guinea pig team.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Which is necessary for growth and development. You know.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, so graduate in 2019, school captain. So what happened next for you? Was it straight into auditions, or obviously you went to? Did you go to WAAPA?
Yeah.
So you went to WAAPA. Were you auditioning and doing things throughout WAAPA, or were you very focused on getting through those few years and then hitting it big afterwards? What was that process like?
Yeah. So I went straight into studying. I auditioned for WAAPA, thanks to the convincing from Miss Coombs, who sort of backed me and said, give it a crack. And so I auditioned and I got, I think, close-ish to the 3-year Bachelor of Acting course, which is the main one. That's just straight acting, not music theatre. That's a separate course. But I didn't get in, but I got into the Diploma of Acting, which is a 1-year course, sort of after hours between 5 and 9:30 p.m., which was just solidified how much it was a great stepping stone to question whether or not this is what I wanted to pursue and if it was something of interest. And yeah, it just completely cemented that this is my passion and I think I can apply what I learn and give it a red hot crack. And then auditioned again for the Bachelor of Acting and then was fortunate to get a spot in there. And then 3 years later after that, graduated in 2023 and yeah, now just slogging it out in the industry.
Not a bad way to look at it.
Yeah. It's a tough industry, but it's super rewarding at the same time.
So you get to WAAPA, you get your 5 to 9:30
Yep.
acting. What's the? I mean, you can call it training, but it's more study. What's that process like?
Yeah. The diploma it covers everything, but because you've only got a year and you sort of haven't got the time in the day that you do of the 3-year course, where you're in Monday to Friday, sort of 8:30 to 5:30. You get the chance to cover all the bases, but just sort of dip the toe in. And yeah, you gain an awareness of all the different crafts and techniques, and you get to apply them in a director's show, which is sort of 3/4 of the way through the year, and then you get to do a showcase, which is pretty cool. Whereas in the 3-year course, you do all of that, but over 3 years, and you dive super deep into everything and unpack each technique, and you sort of develop a real toolbox of what you want to use and what you don't want to use. and yeah, have sort of more public performances and more opportunity to show that.
So you said, so you got your 1 year, 5 to 9:30.
Yep.
Then you go into your 3-year course, 8:30 to 5:30,
Yep.
long days, you know, you're going further in depth. Did that change the way you had to work through WAAPA or, you know, any stuff outside of WAAPA? Did that change a lot once you got to those full-on 5 days a week?
Yeah, big time. It's a shock to the system how, like, the hours and you're doing not just acting, you're doing singing classes, dance, physical, like movement classes, voice classes, acting classes, and then on top of that, you like got a journal stuff, and it's really intense, but really sort of you integrate everything. But yeah, in terms of working outside, like I had a cafe job, shout out Eric Chamberlain, down in Cottesloe. I worked there. I started in the dip, and I worked a few days a week, which was nice to just get a bit of cash. And then come the 3-year course, I could only work a Saturday morning, which was a really welcome sort of reprieve from, yeah, a pretty intense course. And then the Sunday, you're sort of just prepping for Monday.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's not like exams. It's not sit down in front of a laptop and slog it out. And so I found it really rewarding in that sense, because you're drained, but for good reason. You're putting in a lot. So
With the singing, I have to ask, with the singing classes,
oh gosh,
did you have a favourite song that you just like to sing all the time? Keep your singing voice going. There's one go-to, and it might still be your karaoke song now, but was there one go-to song?
I sang, so you do a singing concert in second year, and our class was stacked. We had a lot of good singers, and I'm not a singer at all. You get taught to carry a tune, and that's about as much as I'll say, but for my singing expertise. But for the singing concert, I sang How to Make Gravy by Paul Kelly, and I think I got the highest mark in terms of the storytelling aspect of the singing concert. Certainly didn't get the vocal marks, but in terms of storytelling, I got the highest. I think I got the highest mark. So that's all it is, and song is story. So, you know, maybe I should dabble a bit more.
Oh, you can come in and adjudicate house singing if you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just stand behind Jimmy Hindle and watch him sort of analyse what's going on.
So, and then we get to the end of those 3 years, all your work's paying off.
Yeah.
You're finishing WAAPA. Was there any, with the process of finishing WAAPA, is it people come to you to get you into the industry, or is it more of, I've got to put my name out there, I'm sending a lot of auditions, I'm flicking videos here and there?
Yeah.
What's the sort of changeover like for that?
It's a really intense time. It's weird because you spend 3 years every day, all day with these people that become your sort of tribe. And then you have to enter these last 6 weeks where you sort of start competing, not competing, but are aware that you need to make yourself, you're a brand and you've got to sell yourself. And fortunately, we had an incredibly coherent and tight-knit group, which was, sometimes isn't the case, but we were super supportive of each other. But yeah, so you do a show reel and a showcase. So the showcase is a live performance, and the show reel is almost like a little scene out of a movie or a TV show or something, which you need a source. And I think they write those themselves now, but it wasn't the case with us at the time. You could if you wanted to. And then that gets sent out in like a little package for agents and casting directors across the country. And then, it's brutal. I almost refer to it as like the draft of acting, the national draft. And they sort of look at everyone's content, if you're lucky. And then they decide whether or not they want to reach out and set up a meeting to potentially result in representation.
Do you remember what your first audition post WAAPA was like?
Yeah, it was for Home and Away. Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Now I'm curious.
Well, Home and Away, because it's such a long-running show and it's got so much content that they're churning out. You get a few different Home and Away auditions, and they're all really enjoyable and different. And I think it was to play one of the River Boys, I think their name is.
Is there an episode we can go watch to find you in Home and Away? Or
no, I didn't get it.
I
didn't get it. I wasn't even close, I don't think. No, but it was a very sort of scary concept at the time doing auditions, because it's so new, because you're not allowed to audition much for shows while you're at studying at WAAPA. I think that's maybe changed a little bit now, but I'm not sure.
So you're now represented by RGM. They're a top talent agency in Australia. How did that relationship come about, and what's it been like for you since that has come about?
So yeah, that came about from that process of sending out content and then people seeing it, and they sort of had a few bites, which was nice. Met with a few different people, and then yeah, RGM and the team there came through later, and I hadn't made a decision by that point, and met with them, and yeah, instantly felt this sort of real connection to them. And shout out Elle, she's the GOAT. Not that she'll ever see this.
Oh, you never know.
Never know. It might come up in the algorithm.
Well, we'll send it to RGM now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I got nervous then. I haven't said anything incriminating, I don't think.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But no, yes, decided to team up with them, and they have been nothing short of amazing in terms of communication, backing me, reassuring me when I'm sort of questioning why I'm doing it, and if any of my work is actually good, because the brutal reality of auditioning now is it's all sort of online and all filmed in your living room on your iPhone or whatever, and unless you get it or a callback, you often don't hear anything back. So they've been super great in supporting that tough little thing that happens. But no, I'm incredibly lucky to be with these guys.
So other than that, for those who don't know much about film, theatre, that sort of industry, what does having an agency like RGM help you do? Like, are they very much in getting you auditions, or are they more backing you up kind of thing?
Yeah, so I get all my auditions from them.
Yeah.
So they put my name out there to casting directors, and then they will feed them back to me and say, get this back to us by this date. And yeah, so they just allow me the opportunity to do those auditions without me having to source them myself and be a freelance artist, which is tough, but I know some incredible freelance artists. So it can be done either way.
So, and RGM are a Sydney-based agency, I believe?
Yeah, in Surrey Hills, yeah.
Are you still based here mainly, or have you moved over to Sydney with them? And if you have moved, what's that transition been like?
Yeah, so I live in Melbourne now, and I've been there for about 2.5 years. And yeah, so I live with, lived with Lincoln Allen, who signed me up to my play. So that's a funny, back in 2017, whatever that was. So that was a funny little full circle moment. But yeah, so it's been a real exciting experience being in Melbourne. It's a great city, Melbourne. You been to Melbourne?
A little bit. Not recently, but might be going in September.
Yeah. Oh, Wolfie's fan.
Yeah, Wolfie fan.
Wolfie time. You might want to buy the flight now, mate.
Might be
getting expensive. But no, it's a pretty cool city. Very creatively sort of inspired there.
Does it has that changed much audition wise? Like, are there more opportunities in Melbourne, or is it more here? Is it very even? Yeah,
so I guess the beauty of it all being online now is you can audition from anywhere. And yeah, so Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, wherever you are, you just submit it on your phone and it can reach anywhere. But there definitely is some consideration into Melbourne, Sydney and Queensland actors being more accessible for shooting locations and whatnot. But Perth's got that big new studio now, which is pretty exciting, and I know.
Has that opened up for you guys yet, or is that still?
It's opened up. One of the women I'm working with at the moment in a show that which is why I'm in Perth, is filming a TV show there while doing this theatre show at the same time, which is just a ridiculous thing to juggle, but she's doing it remarkably well. So yeah.
So as you just mentioned, for those who don't know, you're currently rehearsing a theatre show here in Perth, so that's why you're in Perth at the moment. Tell us more about, so what's your day-to-day rehearsing for that? What are you rehearsing for, and what's the sort of story behind all that?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing a show with Black Swan State Theatre Company, and it's called The Almighty Sometimes, and it follows an 18-year-old girl called Anna who decides to question her identity and way of life and her upbringing, actually, through possibly maybe what is that word? I'm trying to figure out what like what to give away and what not to give away. Not that it's like a spoiler or anything. She suffers with mental illness and is questioning her identity in regard to her medication that she takes. And undergoes a pretty intense journey of what life is like, whether it's on the medication, off the medication, and how those relationships sort of tie in with her mum, her boyfriend, who's new at the start of the show.
So you're rehearsing that at the moment. When's, if you want to do a bit of an ad read almost, so when's that coming out and where are you playing, that kind of thing? Just so if people want to go and watch you, when can they go and watch you?
So that we start previews in 2 weeks on the 19th of June at the Subiaco Arts Centre, and grew up around that arts centre and in Theatre Gardens and the Barking Geckos there. So pretty special to have that, sort of as my first professional stage debut. And then opening night is on the 23rd of June, I believe, and then closing on the 5th of July.
Oh, plenty of time.
So about 2.5, 3 weeks of shows.
And with how that works, I know I've seen it before in other theatre shows. Are you playing that same character every single night, or is there a rotation of one or two of you playing that character? How does that sort of dynamic work?
Yeah. So it's just me for the whole run, and I play the boyfriend, whose name's Oliver. He's 21 years old. He's training to be a locksmith, and he's a nervous young chap, but he's got a big heart, and he's often caring for and looking after people that possibly should be, looking after him.
I have to say, I've never heard of a locksmith having to train, but I guess I might have to come and watch to figure that part out.
No, Oliver would find a way to have to train for that. Yeah, I don't,
That works for him.
Yeah, I know. I don't think there's too many other career paths for the great man that is Oliver. But yeah, as long as he's happy, Yeah,
as long as he's happy.
You could get into your house whenever he wants.
Now, is there a type of role or genre you feel you haven't had a chance to explore yet that you really want to explore?
Superman.
Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense.
No. Iron Man, probably.
Yeah. Well, I hear they are looking for a new one, so...
Yeah.
Oh, there's your chance.
Yeah, because Downey Jr.'s playing Doom now.
Yeah. I think Iron Man's also dead, so maybe they need a younger version.
Yeah.
But are you more of a theatre guy? Are you more film, TV? Is there a certain one you're trying to push your career towards, or are you very open about playing all three?
Yeah, no, I'm predominantly trained in theatre. You do the most part theatre at WAAPA. Film and TV is a very new space for me still. I really, really enjoy it because I don't know anything about it, and I don't know. It's a completely different form of acting to theatre acting. There's so much energetic exchange. I'm gonna go full actor Nuffy here.
Oh, go for it.
There's a far more stronger energetic exchange with audience, with other actors, with the story, and that story sort of flowing through you, in a sense, on the stage, in theatre productions and whatnot. And then films like so much more reduced and stripped back, and like, yeah, it's cameras set up and just sort of having a reaction to whatever's happening in the moment, which is, you know, right now. And it's really interesting. It's really hard as well. I've been fortunate I did some work on a set last year and learnt more than anything I have in probably 4 years of study, just in terms of film acting. Because that's working with incredible actors, an incredible director, and a whole creative team in general to sort of learn. And they drop you in, and you got to remember that it's like, oh, they don't care if it's your first job or your 50th job. You just got to do the job. So you have to you genuinely have to fake it till you make it. Well, I found at least. I'm sure there's maybe some people who are more confident out there that just go, yeah, bit of fig jam. So,
what was that? So was that your first proper set of a TV/film?
Yeah. So I did a TV show called Dustfall.
So what was that like? That experience, and has that actually come out yet?
Hasn't come out yet. It'll be on ABC and BBC in the UK, which is cool. And that'll be sort of speculating around September, October time of year. Yeah, and that was a very enriching experience. Learnt the craft of acting in front of a camera a bit more. Did a lot of observing of some really highly qualified and talented actors. Anna Torv, not sure if you've heard of her. She's incredible. She's been in a lot of Australian stuff and then a lot of American stuff as well. Bert Labonte, and actually one of my classmates from WAAPA happened to be. I played a junior detective in the show, and there was another junior detective, and it happened to be one of the girls from my class, Lila Maguire, who's incredible and actually just played Yvonne Goolagong in the television miniseries with ABC as well, playing the tennis icon that is Yvonne. So, yeah, learnt a lot.
So, just one question to finish us off. So, what are your next goals for the future? You know, next, say, 5 years, you're looking into the future, what are you aiming to achieve career-wise and then outside of it as well?
I think I would love to explore the film and TV realm more, just because I had such a great experience on that set last year, and would love to learn more about that, and work with different actors and tell different stories. But also, I wouldn't mind maybe exploring overseas from a travel standpoint, of course, but also, you know, America or London, somewhere where the industry is very prevalent as well. Because it's not as much of a thing that you have to do nowadays. It used to be back in the day. You know, you go to LA, you do pilot season, but it feels like because it's all online now, you can audition for American shows, British shows, everything.
And I guess with the industry moving into Australia a bit more, we're seeing more shows being shot here. It does make it easier.
Yeah, truly. So I think just to get out of that comfort zone of being here, not that I don't love Australia and the content and the work that comes out of here is so good, and it's only getting better. But just to challenge myself and give that a crack. I think that'd be a really exciting time and can only be beneficial. Maybe not financially, but to growth and
everything comes at a cost.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on today. It's been great having you and hearing more about your career and your story. And so thank you for coming on today.
Thanks, Noah. Yeah, no, it was a pleasure to be here and glad we could make it work.